Hey, how you doing? This is the Yellow Dot Spotlight Show every Tuesday nights, and tonight we have Kevin O'Connell.
Hey guys, it's Kevin O'Connell here of K Doing the Donuts.
Yeah.
You guys know, so I'm going to play a donut song. It's the original song. It's called, well, let me ask you something. So if you ever want to do something and you put it off and you put it off, and you're going, what the hell, why didn't I do that yesterday? So this song is Tomorrow May Not Come. This is based on the amazing ski season that we had up in the Sierras this last season. Coming up soon. We already got snow in the Sierras last month. So yeah, Tomorrow May Not Come. Get it while it's hot. Made up all real fine. See you standing there, looking like you're ready to take on their ocean, baby. Tomorrow may not come. Looking like you're ready. Let's get it on. I am right here next to you. I'm breathing that same air. The only thing I need right now, there ain't no share, no sugar, baby. Tomorrow may not come. Breathing that same air. Let's get it on. Tomorrow may not come, I'm right here. Tomorrow may not come, have no fear. I'm right here, let's get it on. Let's get it on. I can live like this forever and a day, knowing that you're by my side. So you wanna stay, I can do this. Tomorrow may not come, forever and a day. Let's get it on. Here tonight I am. I'm living without fear. Tomorrow may not come. Tonight I have it here. Oh sure, baby. Tomorrow may not come. Tonight I have it here. Let's get it on. Let's get it on. Thank you. All right, David, let's get it on.
That's it. Winter time is here. Little cuddles for everybody.
So I brought a gift for you.
Okay.
So that's my car for my new band, K Doing the Donuts, and check out my koozie there.
Whoa.
Won't fit on your coffee cup.
Nice.
So that's K Doing the Donuts on one side.
K Doing the Donuts on one side.
The other side, the classic line, These Nuts Rock.
These nuts rock.
And, you know, and these donuts, the K Doing the Donuts were low fat, low sugar, but high fidelity.
High fidelity. Keep on ticking and going, man.
Yeah. So thanks for having me, man.
Oh, right on, right on. So this is a newer band? This is your newer project?
Yeah. We started a few months ago and played Idle Beer Works here this last Sunday. And yeah, it's a group of us that are, eclectic group. Mr. Al Atkins, who I think was on your show last week. Is our piano player.
Right, I've seen some videos at Lodi Brewery or something like that.
Yeah. Lodi. Actually, it's Idle Beer Works.
Idle Beer Works now. Yeah.
Idle Beer Works. That's Lodi spelled backwards.
Oh, interesting. I would never figure that out until you told me. I mean, honestly, it's take me forever.
But right. Yeah, it's
so you guys had a jam session, and I seen the videos, which was awesome, man. You guys were rocking that night.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun.
Right, that's cool. That's cool. And so, what areas do you play at? Because I know you're coming from the East Bay a little bit.
Or? So my daughter, Corinne OC, check her out, CorinneOC.com, KORYNNOC.com. She's trying to make a living doing this, which it's a tough business, but she's into EDM and hip hop, and then she does a lot of acoustic stuff with me. And so
you do EDM acoustic?
I do. I cover her. So she writes these great songs, and she's won a lot of competitions. She just won an international competition for version of that too. And we've also recently added that to the Donuts lineup, where we have the whole band. We kind of turned into a rock song. She's not so fond of that, but we like it. So we rock it.
It'll pay off, I think.
I hope so. But so she went to school in San Francisco, SF State. And so she's just recently back to Lodi, so I was back and forth. We would play gigs in the Bay Area, and then she would come out here and play gigs in Lodi, and in a lot of the same spots that Dana goes to, out to the wineries and Scotto's and Wine Social, and anywhere we can play, because we have fun. I do it for fun, and she does it for, I do it for a living.
That is cool. So, notice on some of the videos you have electric guitar and acoustic, so it just doesn't, when you guys rock out there, kind of gives you a little more amplifications and stuff, so you get a little more crazy and stuff,
Crazy
is not the word.
No, that's the exact word. So, I've been an acoustic guy all my life, and grew up playing acoustic and really stuck to that, was really into the acoustic sounds. It's really recent that I've gotten into to electric guitar. So that's relatively new to me. Maybe the last 5-6 years I've played it. And the Donuts is the first band I've played electric guitar. And not exclusively, I do about half and half on that one. But I love picking it up and making noise. And really, we're more of a jam band. When we cover songs, I like to make them our own and just add on to them. So especially if you got the crowd going, I'll just, I'm kind of leader of the band. If the crowd's going, hey, that song could go. That song could go as long as Electric Kool-Aid. That's a long song.
Right, or some Frampton or Iron Butterfly or something.
There you go.
Some Inagata
Exactly.
20 minutes. It's the 25-minute version, right?
Yes. We've got a couple of those.
So speaking of the jam bands, I've been trying to get Al. He did get a Fish album last week, and so
nice.
You're on the third album, or three of them? Oh, good.
Wow.
And Fish is a great jam band to listen to.
I just saw Trey. I saw Trey at High Sierra.
He's coming around too in Oakland. Trey is. I think
oh, really?
So.
Yeah. So his band is, it's not Fish, but it's very similar, and it's still do a lot of the same stuff. And yeah, they really rock. They rock.
And to me, you got that kind of that playful sound that I can tell. You're kind of playful with the sound, and the lyrics are a little comical, which is. That always puts a smile on people's faces.
That's me. I do a lot of stuff that's funny, and I honestly I sing about serious subjects too. And I'm gonna do a veteran song in a little bit, but yeah, it's for me and the Donuts. It's about having fun, and I think we accomplished that. And it's infectious, when we're up on stage having a good time. I think I hope everybody else does too.
Definitely, when the audience can receive that, and when it goes around in a circle, it just everybody starts building up together.
Yeah.
That's the amazing part, and that's the magic that all of us tries to go for. It's just that struggle of energy. Everybody's having a good time for that moment, and then it goes away, just like a sandcastle. Sandcastle's made of sand.
I think I'm gonna cry. Yeah, you're right.
These nuts rock. I had to break up the sadness. Real quick, Albert, Junta from Fish. The very first Fish album, Junta.
I just got their most recent album.
Oh, hang on. I'm
trying to learn the song Blaze On.
Now you're ahead of me. I don't even have the newest album. Blaze On. That's a song to learn. Anyways. Yep.
And you know, I was glad you said that Al's a little bit fish-like, because Al likes to play the cover songs and kind of be on them and be true to it. And whereas I'm more, let's be a jam band. And some of the guys are like, well, if you go too long in a song, you lose the crowd. I go, as long as we don't lose the enthusiasm of the song, which is like, you go to a Fish concert, it could be an hour and a half and they play 10 songs, maybe.
Maybe you're right. If you like to get a squeeze extra one.
But they bring so much complexity that what they started with, you realize they're still in the same song, but they brought in so much other complexity to it that keeps you interested, and that's tough to do. And this is what I'm trying to do with the Donuts.
Oh man, that is awesome. A new jam band, or forming in that likes, and it's of my favorite music because it is improv, and you kind of can characterize it as each show goes. I mean, it doesn't have to be
different every time.
Exactly.
It can be a bad thing, but
right.
Try not to let it get too out of control.
It's when you play the same song 3 times in a row. And then I'm not kidding, right? It's like, wait, let's start over again. Anyways.
But we do a lot of original music too, and so let me plug Lodi Rockvember Fest, and if you'll hold up my little sign there. So this is all new to me to try and promote events. So my daughter and I are, I came up with the idea, asked her to come along and help learn how we could promote this event. And I am targeting, I want to make this event like a mini High Sierra. I don't know if any of you guys out there have been to High Sierra Music Festival. You have. Yes. So it's an amazing festival. They get a few big bands, but they have a lot of mid-sized bands that you've never heard of that are just amazing musicians and musicians and songwriters. And every year I go, I get 5 or 6 new bands that I love that you would never hear on the radio. That's just the reality of today's music scene. The only way you're going to find those guys is going out and finding some of that stuff. And
so sometimes those bands are still up and coming. They produce only so many CDs at that moment. Sometimes I've kicked myself in the butt that I wish I would have bought that CD because I've never seen that band again or whatever.
Have you heard of the record company? The record company is the name of the band. Go check them out. So I met those guys a year ago at High Sierra, and now one of their songs is in the NFL. Some of the NFL commercials. Those guys are just taking off, and they were just. I rocked out in front of maybe 20 or 30 people at one of the small stages. Now they were back this year, and you had to fight to get up the stage. But and that's what you get there. So anyway, what the other beauty of that is there's like 4 stages. So hey, if you listen to a band, you're into it, you go to the next stage. There's music everywhere. So what we're gonna do here in Lodi at the Idle Beer Works, on Sacramento Street. We are going to have 2 stages, an indoor stage with my Bose system. We have amazing sound in there for singer-songwriters, duets or solos. And then we'll have a stage outside for full rotten bands.
One of them being the Donuts.
Among other bands we could have.
Well, nice. If I miss this one, I'd like to sign up for the next one, for sure.
Well, we're having a meeting. So we're having a meeting Thursday night at Idle Beer Works. If there's any musicians out there that would like to come and play, or bands, come see me, or Facebook message myself or my daughter. I'm at K-Do and the Donuts, K-D-O-H, and the Donuts, D-O-H-N-U-T-Z. Or you can go to my daughter's website, Korynnoc.com, Korynnoc.com, and click on those links there to find our Facebook pages. So come check that out.
All right, so Thursday at the Idle Beer.
Thursday at 6 o'clock.
Sounds good.
And then there's an open mic down the street. I think we're going to head down there afterwards for the guys that bring their instruments.
Where's this one at?
The open mic, the first night, is 6 Shooter Saloon, which is right down the street on Sacramento Street, like a couple blocks away. So, Elton John Atkins will be there.
Elton John Atkins.
And and also all our band members have donut names. And Al is, we call him Long John. But we tell people in the crowd, don't ask him why. That's all we say. So
that's behind the scenes. All right.
So on that end, so the other thing I think I failed to mention, that the Lodi Rockvemberfest is a benefit concert.
Okay.
And it's for veterans. So there's a great organization called Operation Restored Warrior, and that is run by a friend of mine, Kevin Knudsen. He's a former Marine, and he's the CEO of this organization, and they basically help heal soldiers, combat soldiers that have PTSD. So it's a great organization to help out. We're looking for sponsors and donations. Again, you can find all that on our Facebooks, as well as Eventbrite. If you go on Eventbrite and type in Rockvemberfest, ROC Vemberfest, you'll get information that I'm also a baker. I'll have pretzels out there for the Rockvemberfest for sale. So we're gonna have a silent auction, and there's gonna be a lot of music stuff involved. That you can bid on, and yeah, it's gonna be a fun event. So mark your calendar, November 11th, from noon to 10, or we can go as late as midnight if things are going well. So we'll just keep rocking.
That sounds good. I think it will. I mean, you got some good energy and probably some good bands out there, and it's a good cause. Now that we have more information about that with the veterans, we can help them a little bit more, and as time goes by, be more prepared to help them to come back, to integrate, to help us all out.
It's
sometimes if they don't know where to go, they don't know what channels, and just kind of, your benefit is helping them understand, or maybe get some of the word out that there's places to go and get information and for this benefit that you're having.
Exactly. So, the other thing that I'll mention is that veterans and all active duty military are admitted to the event for free, because we want you guys to come out as much as possible. This event is for you guys, and we want to honor you. It's Veterans Day, and yeah, that's why we're doing it. So I'm kind of a war buff. I'm fortunate I've never had to go. And so
we try to still celebrate the people that do, and
for sure,
and keep our freedom, so we can have stuff like this happening in our country.
So this song is done in the perspective of somebody who has been to war, based on all the books that I read, movies I see. Thank God I never had to be there. It's called Been Round. Country, well, been a few times. I've been around the world, I'd yet like to try. I've been around some ladies, but never a man. Don't think I'll try. And over the ocean, I got me a tan. I've been through this life, and I think I'm a man. And I know a thing or two. I've been through her cities, I've been through her towns, I've been all over, I've been around, and I'll see my life go down. I've been inside. War that I was mad, heroes still there, them I feel sad. I learned a thing or two. Climbed many a mountain, rode down a few waves, stared a few times, and I made a few scenes. I visited too many graves. I thought I had this life all figured out. Time for reflection makes it a doubt. I make that correction and ask, what's it about? I see it's down, 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 down. sometimes your mouth outrun your heart. That's when things just fall apart. I know a thing or two, but I know nothing about you.
Man, that's some heartfelt stuff there. You know, you're growing into, you know, adolescence into a manhood. There's a lot of different things that our society, you know, crosses us to being a man. You know, and
Expectations.
it's expectations to be that. You know, and talking about the veterans and stuff, that is definitely an honor to grow into a man of one way, and to here to celebrate the veterans of your benefit here, you know, and stuff like that. And
Bodhi Rock Member Fest. Be there.
I Rock Member Fest.
November 11th, noon to 10. Idle Beer Works.
And so, how long have you been playing, and some of your influences and stuff? And so over the years, you know, you were saying
Tom Waits is a big
man.
influence, so
Yeah, he's got those.
Walk in Spanish. Yeah, so I kind of got a bit of a gruff voice.
Tom Waits and Johnny Cash, and then of course all the old rockers in the '70s, when I grew up in. And but you know, my influences honestly lately are obscure bands like Deer Tick. Is one of the newest ones listed on Deer Tick.
Wow, that's new. I gotta check them out. Deer Tick.
Yeah, it's another one I found up in La Sierra. And like I said, I always find it. And the record company, I mean, I'm loving those guys. They're kind of a, you know, they're a three-piece, kind of a southern rock, but the guys from Wisconsin, where I'm from, and I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but check them out, record company. These guys rock. They're in LA now, and yeah, so they got things going on.
And it's really cool that you want to, you know, follow in the footsteps of these festivals that give some of these bands a chance to be heard. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times they're out there woodshedding, and it's like, who gives these guys a chance? You're going to give these guys a chance, you know, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's really cool. You know, so this will be like the first one, the first festival list.
This will be the first. So our other big focus for this festival is we're bringing in artists that do original work. And as much as, I mean, I love rocking out to cover songs. I mean, we do an All Along the Watchtower that I make my own. It's kind of half Bob Dylan. It's kind of my half Bob Dylan. Our lead guitarist, more Jimi Hendrix. And our drummer is just fucking crazy.
And just keep moving, just kind of way out there.
But yeah, and it's great fun rocking out for a song like that. And and Bob Dylan wrote some really meaningful stuff. But it's not like the song I just wrote or that I just did performed. It's because that really comes from yourself and from your heart. And when you sing that, you can just you put so much more feeling into it. And what I found is where I give my donuts a lot of credit. So we do typically about 30-40% original music when we play out. And it's tough not to lose a crowd when you do that. Because a lot of crowd, they want to hear stuff they know, and I get it. but also, like, my Tomorrow May Not Come is starting to get known, and a lot of people, I'll play that song for the first time, they're going, woo, and they're singing loud, they're going, oh, this is awesome, because I know they don't know this song. It's like, I'm playing in the bar in San Francisco, it's like,
But they're singing along with it.
exactly,
Yeah.
by the third chorus, they're on it. And, yeah, so that's really cool. And, yeah, so for this event, you know, there's a lot of bands that maybe do only original stuff and don't get an opportunity to play out much because a lot of the clubs that book you, they want cover stuff.
Yeah, it's tough.
You know, because this is what people want to dance to and stuff they know. And I get it, and that's the kind of thing about High Sierra that's such a new experience. You know, you're listening to these bands, you walk up to a band and you know, you've never heard of, you hear them playing, and you go, wow, I love this stuff. You know, you never heard it before. And next thing you know, you're a fan, and you're listening to stuff on Pandora or wherever you can find it.
Yeah, where we can find them on, especially nowadays.
Yeah, exactly. You know, or you go by, they got the huge merch tables there, and you go buy their CD. You know, it's like $6. It's like, who can't afford $6?
Exactly. A beer or a CD. I'll take the CD.
Well, I'll take both.
I'll take both. I can't afford both right now. But you know, picking up those CDs or those merch from those bands like that, or any bands that are up and coming, you can't find that stuff anywhere. Well, in our days, you couldn't find it anywhere. Nowadays, all over the line, people do that stuff. But you know, to be able to get it right then and there, something tangible to hold, you know, it really shows appreciation to those bands.
You're right. And, and my daughter's got a CD released, and it's you know, people are picking that up all the time at our shows, and it's like, hey, rather than ask somebody, hey, you know, throw a tip in the tip bucket, well, no, come up and give us $5 for a CD, and it's like,
right, you take something back with you.
Exactly. So she's, you know, and that is something honestly I don't like about the whole streaming thing, because there's a lot of people that release their EP and don't have a physical CD, which I'd rather have a physical CD, because otherwise it would be to try and go home and figure out how am I going to find this on iTunes and load it, and then make sure. I mean, I bought so many songs on iTunes I lose because you drop a phone in the toilet and then you got a different
It's all
password,
gone,
and then you can't get it reloaded again. You know, like,
My thing is the MP3s, 2s, 4s, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10s. I don't know. And then there are all these little USB things. I was like,
exactly.
just give me something tangible. I'll put it back in the machine.
In fact, for my Tom Waits, you know, I'm a huge fan of Tom Waits, and I downloaded a bunch of his stuff, and then I lost it. And I go, you know what? You can go online and buy his CDs, the older ones, for nothing. I'm like, just buy those CDs, load it on my. Now, if I lose them again, it's sitting there in my box of CDs. So you don't have to worry about it. You know, it's not in the cloud.
Right. Where is that thing?
It's
Where
not
is
on
the
my
cloud?
computer,
Where
it
is
doesn't
it?
work anymore.
Right.
But
and my scary thing about how it changes over, you don't have something tangible, and of course from the albums down to CDs, we're not giving our work to the artists who draw or who do the album covers.
that's a good point.
You know what I mean? You know, like Kelly Foley out there. If you can see, if I could turn the camera around, it'd be funny, right? So, anyways, but you know, one of the things that you know, if you can't see a band, all right, thanks, Manuel. But you know, like if you're going to used record shops and stuff, one of my favorite things is I'll go buy the cover. Like if I never heard of a band, but that cover looks really cool from the artist, you know, sometimes I'll pick up that band and.
I bought the Boston album. Remember the first Boston album with the spaceship?
Yeah,
on it?
they got the
like, I don't know, 77.
Yeah.
I walked into a music store and I'm like, oh, that's cool, I'm going to buy it. And I took it home and loved it. Now, honestly, I'm sick of it, but
Right.
it's been around so long. But still, it was like, yeah, you brought that home and it turned into. I thought it was a musical genius because I bought this album and all of a sudden it became huge.
Right.
But, you know, but you're right. And
But the
it's,
picture kind of, you know,
it draws you in.
Yeah. So the virtuality, streaming against having something tangible. It's an interesting
It's
argument.
just a new world. And it's like, you know, like I said, my daughter's got release music, and I don't know, she gets .001 every time it plays or something. It's,
Wow.
You know, so it's just tough to make.
My favorite thing is, like, you know, I'll go out there and gig, you know, do little shows and stuff, and then I'll have CDs for sale, or sometimes I'll give them out for free. And then I can tell where the generation breaks, because the ones that don't even deal with CDs, they're like, no. And I go, but I'm giving you one for free, and they're like, no.
Take it home and throw it in
Take
the
it
trash.
home.
Make me feel good.
Just take it from me, please. So anyways,
That's why I don't have albums. I have These Nuts Rock.
have
People
These
like
Nuts
that.
rock. These nuts rock. So, all right. Speaking of rock, let's hear Can we get another song from you?
I'm going to do a rockin' song.
All right.
So this is the first political song I've ever written. And I wrote this about a year ago before the election. And then I kind of played a little bit, and then I kind of let it go. And then I kind of perfected it. I didn't perfect it yet, but I made some changes. And I had a great compliment from Mr. Al Atkins over here to me. When I told him, I thought I went over. First time I played him at the Donuts Out Live was Sunday. And I won't give away the line, but there's one line I sang in the song, and I'm looking around there and going, holy cow, there's like 3 or 4 people out in the crowd that are singing along with me. And, you know, again, first time I ever played the song.
Oh, you got the hooks. You know, a lot of these songs, that first one, that, I mean, you have these hooks. I mean, it's like naturally, that is an amazing craft to have, because, you know, people like...
So, anyway, this is how I feel. This song's about how I feel, and probably most of you feel out there in YouTube land, with the political atmosphere today.
All right.
It's called Sid. much says it all. Yeah, thank you. See, that was my first attempt at a politically incorrect song.
Well, that's all right. I was trying to imagine all the bands and Mr. Long over here. Nickname Albert.
Oh, that's pretty good.
That's
Mr. Long.
right.
Mr. Long.
Albert accent.
No,
Well, you know, right.
You're not L anymore. You're Mr.
L,
Mr.
right.
L.
So anyway, but then, I can imagine the full band all just down,
yeah.
you know what I mean? It's like it probably gets the whole crowd moving and
So my drummer, who gets a little crazy, and he is quite good. So first gig we ever did together, he'd only practiced with like a couple times, and we played the barn up in Sacramento, and he shows up. Well, he calls me an hour before I've even left my house, and he's like, "Well, I'm here, but I can't find the place." I go, "It's right by Rayleigh Field." I go, "We're just leaving." And I go, "Yeah, it's the barn. Ask around, you'll find it," because he's not a good GPS kind of guy. And so I show up there, and he's still not there. And I'm calling, like, "Where the hell are you?" I go, "Now we're in like 45 minutes. We're going on." And I'm scrambling to unload my gear, and then finally he pulls up, and we help him unload, and we get his drums. So, drummer's got to be like 3 hours early, right? He's the guy who's got to settle his junk up. And so...
and not forget the foot pedal,
Well, exactly. So we get all set up, and he's like, "Hey, has anybody seen my sticks?" And so we're all, and I'm like, and I'm panicking. This is the first time we played this location, so you want to do good. Your first time especially, so I'm freaking out. And I'm looking at him, I go, "Really? You bring your freaking drumsticks?" So anyway, we had a buddy in the crowd, Mike Kalin, a guy who makes guitar and makes guitars, and he also plays in a band called the Blues Mechanics. And so Al goes out there. So, "Mike, you got any drumsticks?" I'm thinking, why would he have drumsticks? He plays guitar. And so he goes, "No, but let me see what I can do." So I don't know if you know where the barn is. I'm right there, Rayleigh Field's right in the river. He goes down the river, comes up with a handful of twigs, and hands them off to Mike Groomer, drummer, and says, "Well, here, pick a couple of these out." He picks a couple out, and we go through our first set, and he sounds great. He wasn't too loud because he had these twigs. So now his nickname is Twigs.
The Twigs, right?
So the drummer Twigs. And,
There's some twigs on it. That's a good story. I mean,
does
he do brush drumming with the leaves, or?
You know what? We need to teach him that.
Right? Get a little branch and
Anyway, to relate to this song.
Well, that's a MacGyver drum story.
It's a total MacGyver story.
I mean, that's.
So he
might. I'm just thinking he might be able to market that. I mean,
that's a good point.
Little twigs.
I hope you're listening, Mike.
Twigs, man.
But yeah, so for Seth, he loves the big rockin' noisy songs.
He used to tour with a punk band.
Okay, I got
So it's
it.
like every song is like, bam, you got to kind of hold him back, but when we're ready to let him go, like in this song, he just rocks it. So he's a great addition.
The steam engine of that song just rocks.
That's right. Because that's all that's all it is. That's all it is. Super easy to figure out. Even though I screwed it up, man, I'm sitting here in this chair. I'm like, wait, I can't see where it was all.
That's all right. Yeah, I know. Through the formats, we might have to scoot the chair back and have people have an option to either stand or sit down.
Stool
I don't
would be
know.
nice.
Stool
would be really nice for
Good idea. Thanks. Maybe we'll start getting a stool, change the set around a little bit and stuff.
for guitar players.
There we go. Yeah, because I had my friend Giovanni over here, and this guy's tall, and he was just all scrunched up, and I felt really bad. I'm like, oh no. I'm like, great.
Well, I have no excuse. I didn't hear Dana screw up, so it's all on me.
Really? But you know what? It would be great to have these nuts on
Oh, these nuts will all up the
right.
crowd, you know?
The donuts and these nuts. That'd be great to have the whole band here.
We played here.
And,
We played
oh, for the
here,
Warlords.
so,
Oh,
yeah, we
good.
played here before, so we'd love to bring the band out and play for them.
Let's see what happens. Yeah, we'll see if we
We
get
do this
some.
every week.
Yeah, until they shut me down. But yeah, every Tuesday, just
Okay,
kind of.
cool.
And so it's gonna go into like an interview with some, and then roll into like a jam session /
Nice.
if people have originals who come up, and if people, if groups have something together already,
Right.
come on up and do a jam band type original music. So I'm kind of focused too on original music, and
Cool.
for writers, or we're just gonna see how it goes.
Nice. So we've been out here for Mike Werlow's Thursday nights to jam night, and I've been out here with my daughter doing her original stuff, and those guys are all so good. I'm really not good enough, honestly, to jam unless I at least have an idea of what key and chords we're going. But
Yeah, this was a
but-
little
but-
more. This was a little more of a street
Right.
street venue.
Right,
What we're
right.
doing is more of a street show.
Exactly.
It's not all the notes. I'm like,
Total street here.
You're right.
But yeah, that's
Me too.
Thursday night thing. I think he's still doing it, right?
Yeah, no, they still do it Thursday nights. And, those guys are some good musicians there and stuff like that.
Yeah, they are.
It's awesome.
Right.
So, all right, we'll get another one, and then we'll be coming up pretty soon to see what's up with this segment here.
All right, I'm playing some serious songs. All right, let's do. What should I play, Al? Your Soul? You know what? That's a good one. It's a serious song too, but
It's okay.
But it's his favorite, and so I don't screw it up. I am going to pull it up so I remember the lyrics. So this song is, this song is near and dear to my heart. It's a song I wrote for my brother, and so, well, I'll tell the whole story. He used to come to Kansas about 8 years ago, and he was like me, partied too much, lived his life to the fullest. So now I gotta double up. I gotta cover for him.
It's a good double up.
So,
Well, blessings, I mean, to your brother, you know.
yeah,
played a good
this song
journey.
was out, but this is a song about the celebration of his life.
Very good.
And for anybody who's lost anybody to the evil of cancer, this song was out to them. And this whole bullshit over the weekend. This whole Las Vegas thing.
Yeah, that is amazing. It's tough stuff to talk about, and man, so many feelings that came up. That's another thing that happened so fast that people just can't realize it, and then when they did realize it, you don't want to realize that.
Makes me feel like my song said.
Yeah.
It's just like, what the hell do you do with that stuff? But life goes on, and it's it's kind of what the veterans go through that shit every day. That's why I just feel for them and what those guys go through, and why the little bit I can do to support and do this little concert we're doing.
Because they live that a lot, or they've lived through it every day.
Yeah, and not to plug something I have nothing to do with, but what's kind of amazing about this, the way this whole event came about. I mean, I thought about having this concert at Idle Beer Works, and I'm all into High Sierra. I came home from High Sierra. I think we should do this on Lodi.
Right.
And honestly, my goal is to turn it into a South by Southwest, where we'll have a bunch of venues.
For Texas, yeah.
Yeah, we'll have a bunch of venues, and you buy a ticket for the weekend, and we'll have all the local music stuff brought in. You can go from spot to spot. If you don't like country, go down this guy. There's punk rock, and go down here. But original, based on original stuff. So that's kind of my ultimate goal, depending on how successful we are. But so then it turned into, hey, we were going to donate to a local charity, and then somebody said, well, November 11th, that's Veterans Day. I go, you're right, we should do a veterans group. And I remember talking to my buddies group, hey, let's support them. And then I'm realizing, yeah, I just wrote this song that's about veterans. And then to top it all off, this documentary that's going on this month, I don't know if you're aware of the Vietnam War, which is a documentary put on by PBS.
Yes, yeah.
And I'm like halfway through it, I'm taping on. It is amazing footage, and it's all true, and interviews from both sides.
That's good. That way,
And it's you're seeing both stories, and it's honestly, it's a shame of what happened. It was just
because both sides don't want to fight, but I mean, we're geared to fight and stuff like that.
I mean, it's just something. Unfortunately, this is what our world lives with. But I recommend everybody to watch that. And just open your eyes.
Well, it sounds like you're really honed in on this energy because it's all coming to you. Like you're attracting this energy to celebrate this day. I mean, it's right. It's coming easy for you, and thank goodness to the good light. I think you are going to be the beacon for this event.
It's got a life of its own.
So awesome.
So anyway,
okay.
I don't go any more than that. So your soul. New man stood up tall in his life, did it all, hold your glass high, put up a fight, viola, get it right. Remember the fun, never just one and done. Sometimes she was yours, and she was mine. Brothers first, we always were. Two at a time. Our band, and that road rise to meet you in the palm of his hand. Rest your soul, go rock and roll. God rest your soul.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Nice, a little gospel-ish, you know?
Yeah.
Kind of like a rock,
Gospel
rock,
blues.
gospel blues, rocky. Nice,
Yeah,
nice.
take that.
So again, some media, how we can find you and your band and stuff like that.
Yeah, so if you go again to my daughter's website, KorynOC.com, KorynNOC.com. She's got a link, so that's her music site. You can buy her merch, her CDs, and also she's got a page for the band.
Nice.
And I am the band, so I back her up on guitar, or she plays for our whole band. She'll front our band, Kato and the Donuts. And Kato and Donuts, we're good, but when we get her in front of us, we're really good.
Really good.
She brings the
They
whole.
get pretty all of a sudden.
We get pretty. That's right. That's right. We're just fun and ugly until Corinne shows up. But yeah, it's a lot of fun, and check us out. And so here's the real bonus. If you go on Kato and the Donuts Facebook page and you like us, you get a free donut the next time you come out to a gig. So I bring donuts to the gig, And yeah, we gave away a lot of donuts.
I want to sign up for that one.
There you go. And you know, and you come out to the brewery. We play the brewery, which we'll be playing on November 11th at Idle Beer Works. What is better than beer and donuts?
Pretzels. No?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, okay.
Well, but
donuts are pretty good.
No, but wait a minute now. I said beer and donuts with a Z. We're the donuts.
Right.
So it's beer and us.
And beer and donuts.
Low fat, low sugar, high fidelity. These nuts rock. But yeah, so it's a lot of fun.
Awesome. Man, this is great. This is a great session. Yeah, awesome.
I appreciate you having us out. And again, November 11th, mark your calendar. Come out to Lodi, Beer Works on Sacramento Street, noon to 10. It's going to be a great event. You know, we want you there. You too.
Yeah, definitely. No, November 11th. I'm gonna sign up.
You want to come out and like film some of it live stream?
Oh, definitely.
It'd be great too.
That's right. Huh? Good idea. Come on.
Do it on the stages.
Might do some fall interviews real quick.
Oh, for sure. Like off to the
coming up.
side. So we're going to be rolling bands every 30 to 40 minutes because I want to keep it interesting, like High Sierra.
Right.
Yeah, you know, it'd be cool to do interviews out like in the middle of the two stages where it's going to be slightly quieter. And, yeah, that'd be really cool.
Hey, that'd be kind of neat because that way you get to know the people and then they can kind of describe themselves, which is really
You got
neat.
the info right there, man.
All right, we'll be in
I'm
contact.
gonna put you down. Put you on a volunteer list.
Oh no, the volunteer list.
Yeah, you hand out donuts.
Oh, I like that one. I'll hand out donuts all day. All right. Well, thanks, Kevin.
Okay,
Thanks so much. All right, we'll see you soon, and we'll
see you guys in
keep
Lodi.
plugging that in.
Thank
All
you.
right, we'll catch up with you. Thank you.
Put on the applause track.